TV if you want to live. You just don't turn it off!
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. I am your host. This is a place we talk movies, classic movies, action, horror, sci-fi, and tonight I thought I'd just connect with you guys and do a watch party of one of my favorite movies, Psycho. Not only favorite movies, one of my favorite horror movies, guys. And it's been a while since I've done watch parties, guys. I do apologize for that. They are going to be coming back, but I've just been very, very busy with other stuff. And I'll let you know about it as we get this movie rolling here. But Psycho, directed by the great Alfred Hitchcock, in 1960, and starring Anthony Perkins, Janet Leigh, Vera Miles, John Gavin, just an absolute classic that changed the game. But yeah, it is September 21st, I believe. I always lose track of time. Saturday night, it is 9:48 p.m. We're going to get this baby rolling soon. Let me know in the chat if you are going to be watching along. If you are, let me know if you're ready. I'm at the Paramount logo, the black and white Paramount logo, ready to kick this thing off. So, but first we got SPC Unleashed. I literally just left the theater to watch this. Amazing on the big screen. Oh my god, to watch this on the big screen, that'd be awesome. Awesome stuff. So welcome, Austin. Welcome to the show, my friend. Movie Jeff. He says, "Hey Jason, Movie Jeff, what is happening, man? How are you, man?" And he says, Psycho 2 is an awesome sequel to this. It really is. It really is. I wouldn't debate if you liked Psycho 2 more than this one. I mean, I have nothing to say, really. I mean, I wouldn't debate it. Yeah, awesome flick. Probably works better for a lot more people. I just love the original a hell of a lot more. And I do think the original is just such a game changer in horror and movies in general, really breaking that barrier of violence, what you could show, what was acceptable. Acceptable, I mean, to show on movies. You know what I mean? It's like the first movie to show a toilet flushing. That's how repressed they were in the 50s. Anyways. Anyways, I'm feeling good, guys. Just been really busy. You won't see much recorded content until October 1st. I've been busting my ass like night and day working on 31 Days of Horror, and I just recorded the 16th episode today. So I've been working my ass off on those things. So look forward to that coming up for sure. What else? Oh, I have, if you want to support the channel in a big way. Long story short, apparently I used a video I wasn't supposed to in one of my videos. I got demonetized. YouTube took you can't super chat me, you can't do anything like that. So I set up Buy Me a Coffee. So if you want to donate to the channel, you want to become a member, the most expensive membership's $5. The cheapest one's like $2 or something like that. So I don't have it in the description. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to put it in, but I will after. And it should be on the videos. I'll try to get it on older videos, everything. I'll put it in there. But it's called Buy Me a Coffee if you guys want to support. And we're going to kick this thing off soon. Jamie, how you doing? What is going on? You like Psycho? You seem like you'd like Psycho. If that seems to be your taste, I think. I think we all like Psycho, don't we? Ah, yes. We got to get the hot tea in us. So if we're talking, wet the old whistle, all that. All right. We've been going for about 6 minutes, so I don't want to wait too much longer, guys. This movie's an hour and 48 minutes, according to this thing here. and I'm gonna get going soon. If any of you are watching along, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, or if not, I am just gonna start. Ryan Olchow, what's up? Hey, what's up? What's going on? Jamie Hart says I absolutely love Psycho. Awesome, yeah, it's like my favorite horror movie. You know, between The Thing, Nightmare on Elm Street, and this, man, I'm kind of like, what's my favorite? Any given day, you know what I mean? But I love Psycho, and we'll get into it. And I do apologize. Usually on my watch alongs, I show the movie. Like I'll show the movie in a little box. Um, but I don't have my Blu-ray player here. It's up north at my home away from home at my trailer. We just haven't gone in a couple weeks, but I only have one Blu-ray player, so unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see the movie. But I'll do my best to guide you through it, let you know where we're at, talk along, talk about scenes, all that kind of stuff. So let's just have fun with this tonight, guys. All right, so let's kick it off soon here, and I'm gonna count down here. I'll count down 5 seconds, 5 to 1. We're gonna rock this bitch out. Five, four, three, two, one, play. Play. It's all strings too, eh, guys? All strings, man. You know, that orchestra just made a kick-ass score here. Or Bernard Herrmann, is it? Bernard Herrmann? I got this on vinyl actually. This score, and it sounds great, man. Great, great, great. Ryan says Anthony Perkins is great as Norman Bates. Oh yeah, he is, isn't he? His performance is so nuanced, subtle. I mean, man, it's just an amazing performance. Screenplay by Joseph Stefano. He did a good screenplay on this. The way they maneuver the story around, the way they make you think that Marion Crane, the story's about her, and they do that switch. And nope, it's about Norman Bates. We're gonna off her, then we're gonna move the story along to Norman Bates. It's all about him. So it's great. I listen to this score like daily, guys. I love this score. Absolutely love it. Or yeah, Bernard Herman, or however you say his freaking name. I'm terrible with names, guys. Terrible. Alfred Hitchcock. Hard to believe that Alfred Hitchcock never won an Oscar for directing. I don't think anyway. A nice cinematic wide shot. We're gonna push on. We're gonna push into this window. Phoenix, Arizona. A little bit of afternoon hotel. A little bit of afternoon hotel sex. Back then, we were too repressed, though. You couldn't show any of that. If Hitchcock made this movie now or in the 80s or 90s, they would have been it would have been blown out lovemaking sex scene here for sure. We're introduced to Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, as we all know. Famous for this movie, famous for the shower scene. She couldn't take a shower for months after. She was just terrified too. So yeah, this movie, man, special. I would think this scene here was pretty racy for its time. There's good character development in here because we get to understand what she's doing there, who these people are. She wants to get married to this man. She doesn't want to keep sneaking around. I believe he's divorced. I don't think they're having an affair or anything. I think he's divorced, but still in the 50s, this would have been, you would have been shunned, man. Absolutely shunned for doing stuff like this. Lunch break, meeting up with a man, all that stuff. I hope you guys are all excited for the Halloween season. This would be a great movie to kick off the spooky season on the channel. You know what I mean? Get some watch parties in. I do plan on doing Frankenstein. I plan on doing The Thing. Obviously this one we're doing tonight. I don't know what else. Hopefully I have, it depends how much time I have, but I'm right in the mood for spooky season, man. I just watched The First Omen the other night. That was a fantastic flick. But I was dying to watch Psycho lately. The last couple weeks, I've just been in a Psycho mood. I go, I want to watch that. So I want to do a watch party with you guys. You know, I haven't connected with you guys in a bit. So it's what it's all about, building the community up and all that kind of stuff. So I know I'm running kind of late tonight, but meaning like I don't usually go this late, but Saturday night, we're here to fucking party, man. Oh, Sam, let's get married. Yeah, he's divorced and in debt, so it's not really an affair. It's he's broke. You have to put your shoes on. There's Alfred Hitchcock in the window there wearing the cowboy hat. And the secretary at the desk, that's Alfred Hitchcock's daughter, I believe. This guy's kind of a freaking slimy little freaking character. Guy who likes us to show his money around and all that kind of stuff. He's the kind of character who just he's flaunting what he has, right? Everything flaunting his money around. Look what I have, look what I can buy, all that kind of jazz. If you guys remember Cycle 4, that's what the young Norman says, not inordinately. And he says, I'm not inordinately. I can't even say the fucking word, man. I'm too tired. Guy just wants to get hammered up. Smart guy. It's definitely, the kind of movie that's built more on suspense, building tension, lots of character development. We'll see about that. Now, notice she's stealing the money and she's got a black bra on now, guys. She went from a white bra at the beginning of the movie at the hotel or motel. Now she's got the black bra on. She committed a crime, black symbolizing doing a bad thing, or typically, old westerns, the 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 villains were black. So I like how Hitchcock does that. She's got the black bra on now, and that this music swelling that you're hearing, right? If you're watching along or after the fact, you're watching along. It's creepy, right? It's tension filled. Like you could make a sandwich in your kitchen and put this music to it and be scary. You know what I'm saying? Dun, 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 dun. Awesome, man. It's fucking awesome. Score is great, man. She got a conscience, though. Yeah, I mean, she's the character has a conscience, and she's, you know, should I give it back? Should I take it? I'm getting out of here. And at least they give the character motive, right? Saying, she wants to be with this man, pay his debts off so that they could start a life together. Oh, there it is. Boss looked at her strange. Definitely use the music at the right times too. You know what I mean? Using the music, they're cueing the music up at the right times to build the suspense. Any of you terrible night drivers? I'm terrible, man. I can't see a fucking thing at night, especially when people's headlights are passing you. I'm like her, going, "What the hell?" So this is some pretty cool stuff here. Alfred Hitchcock was terrified of policemen. He had a fear of actually policemen. So putting this into the movie, Nice touch, something that scares him, something that makes it really personal to him. And some of these shots coming up, you can really see what how John Carpenter used it in Halloween when the policeman's across the road. I'll let you know when we get to that, though. What are you doing here, miss? Hold it right there. She meant to have a cat nap. I love me the cat naps, man. Cop, leave me the fuck alone. I'm trying to get the hell out of here. I stole some money. I want to go live. But you're acting suspicious, lady. You're acting a little too nervous. Hmm. Cue the music again. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. It's awesome, man. My brother Fachi is in the house. What's up, J Man? Psycho, you know how I feel about this one. I know, I know. It's too fucking slow. I know. Psycho 2 is pretty awesome, though. I know you're a Psycho 2 fan there, Matt, but I like them all, to be honest with you. Matt says, "You know me, brother. It is a classic of the genre, and Psycho 2 is fire." And Matt says they are pretty good. Yeah, I love them. I love the franchise. I don't know why more people don't talk about it. It's so interesting, this franchise. The character is so interesting. So if you're just joining, we are sitting at 18 minutes in. So Marion has stolen the money. She's taken off on a cloud of weasel piss. Now she's gonna dump her car because she feels like they're gonna be on to her. So get a new car. And clearly, she stole some money. She has the money to get a new car. And $40,000, like in today's standards, inflation, all that jazz. That's a lot of freaking money. If Buddy was going to be buying a house, that's got to be what, $300,000 in today's like today's you know, the modern era we live in. Our cop, our nosy cop. So this shot here, when she looks at him across the road, is exactly what Carpenter did with Michael outside the school, right? I love how directors pick up on Hitchcock's work. They use it, they make it their own kind of thing. Good shot choices. You could never trade your car in now in a matter of 10 minutes. You know what I mean? There's so much freaking bloody paperwork now and shit like that. No, Janet Leigh's really good in this movie. She's really showing how on edge she is, her guilty conscience. She's wound up fucking tight right now, man. Like she's just great body language. You know what I mean? Her physicality right now. If she's batting her eyes the way she's does a lot with her eyes and her gestures and everything. There's that cop still there. You got to remember too, Alfred Hitchcock was an experienced director, been making movies for years and years in Hollywood by this point. And this ended up being his most famous, most iconic. Some would argue his best movie, but one of his best real is in his early career in the 40s was Shadow of a Doubt, right? So sometimes I think that he may be the exception, but a lot of directors I find have done their best work when it's some of their earlier works, like Ridley Scott with Alien, James Cameron with The Terminator. In my opinion, anyway, this is some of their best stuff. So it's an interesting. It's an it's an interesting observation when I think about directors and think and I look at their earlier work, how good it is. And he did The Birds in 1963. That's a really good one. This fantastic director. One thing you always get with Hitchcock: suspense and uh interesting. Something is always interesting. The master of suspense, though. I think Alfred Hitchcock is the one who said, "It's not the bang; it's the anticipation of the bang." I love that phrase. It's the build up. This shower scene that we're gonna run into, we're watching unfold like the build up to it. But he pulls the rug right out from us because we think this whole movie is about her. Like what are we? 23 minutes in. So why wouldn't we think it's about her? And Janet Leigh is a star. You know, she's a star. You're not gonna kill your star. She's coming off as the main lead. I mean, she did some pretty big movies, you know what I mean? Every time she drives away, she's got that music playing. They got that great score playing. Now she's thinking about the conversations that are happening. She's projecting, right? She's playing out scenarios in her head. There's a great tale. This is a great tale of morality and can I get away with things? Can I get away with stealing the money? And she soon puts a smirk on her face and she's starting to think, what if I get away with it? Of course, she changes her mind when she meets Norman and everything like that. And then we see something very layered in the story where the mother and where the mother personality of Norman and Norman, the mother blames the murders on him. He takes the fall. She's gotten away with it, and he smiles at the end of the movie, which we'll get to. But yeah, can I get away with murder? This little morality tale to it. Janet Leigh's doing so much with her facial features, yet saying so much, but doing something so little at the same time. See the smirk? She's starting to get a smirk on her face now. They never thought a girl like this would steal the money. She's comes the rain. Bates Motel. There's the sign. Most famous house in Hollywood, man. All filmed off the back lot of Disney. Not Disney. Oh fuck, I can't remember, guys. My brain's just a fog right now. And Alfred Hitchcock loved filming on the back lot. He didn't like on location shooting. He liked filming at the studio and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, oh, it's a great shot of a mother walking across the window in front of the window. There, it's great, nuanced, right? Subtle stuff. Look at the house, eh? Isn't that gorgeous? Old Victorian home. I mean, Psycho's the house in this movie is like a character in itself. When they start walking up it, it's almost got this dangerous feel to it all. You know what I mean? They are introduced to Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates now. He's very chipper, he's outgoing, he seems very nice. He doesn't seem like someone that's creepy or be a threat. There's something a little socially awkward to him when we find out, but he seems like someone you could trust, right? Cabin 1. That's the one, man. That's the one. Or the Dyson. That's what is it? The slicing and Dyson's gonna happen. Eric Brown says Andrew Garfield looks just like Perkins. In a way, I guess, eh? Yeah, I guess you're right. He kind of does. The kid who plays Spider Man. Welcome to the show, Eric Brown. Welcome to the show, man. Sandwiches and milk. Didn't. What would this movie be without that music, eh? Any movie for that matter. So after we see the death in the shower, we're gonna talk about the importance of this movie in the movie history and in horror because it's so layered, right? It's not only in the story and the narrative with the characters, but on the way they what they could show in films after this. It broke barriers, right? Eric says they have some old Val Lewton films on YouTube now. I know Carpenter hated him because the monsters were never shown. Sometimes that works though, man, when you don't see the monster. You know what I mean? Theater of the mind, suggestion, because your mind fills in the blanks so well. I love the mother's voice too. And apparently it's like three different women did the voices, and Hitchcock just picked and choose what he would use. Boy, do you have the guts, boy? Do you have the guts? Crazy. Feel the clouds coming in too behind the house and everything. A lot of atmosphere to this right now. It worked for Jaws. Oh yeah, it did, man. Oh yeah. That opening scene in Jaws is absolutely terrifying, and you don't even see the shark once. Let's think about that. When directors have to think on their feet, like Jaws, when the shark wouldn't work, how Spielberg had to shoot that movie, and it worked for the better because the less you see it, the more scared you are of it. There's just something about it, you know what I mean? Silver Bullet, they didn't like the look of the werewolf, the werebear. They thought it looked um kind of silly, right? And when they didn't show the wolf that much, it really added tension and suspense in that movie. So it really works, right? Jeff says, "Hey Jason, try a mirror behind you so we can see the movie." Yeah, that's funny. It's funny, man. Eric says watching Body Snatcher Val Lewton film right now. Karloff is a delightful piece of shit in it. Great actor. Yeah. Love me some Karloff. Certainly do, man. This scene coming up here is probably my favorite scene, other than the shower scene. The shower scene's so iconic, but the parlor scene here, there's so many layers to this dialogue. Falsity. Norman's really twitchy, eh? He's got a nervous twitch to him. But right now, it's amazing that um yeah, I'm lost in thought here. I'm listening to the dialogue. Um it's amazing that, we find out that he stitched his mother up. You know what I mean? He taxidermied his mom together. And he's talking to her about I can't stuff dogs and cats and all this stuff and this the look of them everything, but he stuffs his own mom together just to keep her alive in his mind, right? Now his body language has changed. He's getting really kind of just love how his body language changes. This is the great monologue about private traps. We just don't realize the severity of Norman's private trap. It's amazing. Eric says Hitchcock hated that boyfriend actor of Lee's character. Said dude couldn't act for crap. Yes, I do think I heard that somewhere. He's not the strongest part of the movie, that's for sure. Look how he switches, eh? His eyes just went dead. Then he goes, then he starts smiling. Oh, I just say I don't. Absolutely. He is so good here. I like when she strikes a nerve and he goes, an institution? A madhouse? You know what I mean? He just switches like the dark mother starts coming out in him. You know what I mean? And that dual personality, which we're not supposed to know nothing about that yet. That's what's so amazing. We don't, you know what I mean? It's not to the end of the movie we realize, oh my goodness, he was mother, right? I love the way the dialogue flows. I like the way, every question they ask leads to another part of the conversation. Why don't you put her in some place? Eric says, haha, she just triggered him lightly or triggered mother. Triggered mother. There it is. A madhouse? That's mother coming out. And Janet Leigh, how she's responding, she's terrified. Fucking love this movie, man. This is a movie, guys. This is a fucking movie, man. This is terrific movie. I think you got to remember too that when he's talking about a mental institution in the 50s, or 1960 here, a much different place than they are now. You know what I mean? Full of people just getting shock therapies and freaking God knows what else, right? So when he says the cruel eyes studying her, it's pretty cool. She just goes a little mad sometimes. Oh, what a great line, guys. We all go a little mad sometimes. And then he does that smile. He's joking again. The way he's switching. So he's showing the split personality that we're not supposed to know, but he's doing it so subtle with such nuance that you would never pick up on it when you first watch it. Eric Brown says this film's so good. I still I still think these reactor clowns dropping their jaws, it can still hit the impact. You just have to give that 100% to the dialogue and antiquate it through the actor. Antiquated it through the actor. Yeah, it's the actor interprets the script. What am I supposed to? What are the nuances here? The director, does their best to. Yeah, this is my vision. This is what I want you to do, and then the actor just does it, man. Right? He's directed very well too. I would imagine. You know what I mean? Now you're seeing something very awkward about him. Gonna spy on O'Marion. This would have been racy too for its time. Seeing her in the bra, getting changed for the shower and all that. Now he's just looking. Now he's just coming off fucking creepy. He was like a gentle giant, good conversation. Now he's acting fucking creepy as hell. Good movie, man. Good flick. So now she's decided to give the money back. She has this conversation with this young man. They're both talking about their private traps, their mistakes, just talking about life, how they ended up where they ended up. She decides to give the money back. Hitchcock's going to put her in the shower now to cleanse that sin away of her stealing. You know what I mean? They talk about this on the documentary, and I just think the symbolism of all is fantastic. And then we're going to find out soon that it's not about Marion. Eric says Kubrick can give Nicholson everything he wants in a Shining, but Jack has to act it out for the audience. Play the person and not the part. Yep, absolutely, man. Oh, the horse is or the horse. The house is gorgeous inside, man. So we're 45. We're almost 46 minutes in, and we still haven't had the shower death yet. We're still following Marion. I'm 45 minutes in. Get rid of the evidence, Marion. Get rid of the evidence. I mean, all this stuff coming up is just iconic. It's so good. It's so iconic. You can't really reenact it, can you? What they did here, like I think there's like 90 cuts in this shower scene. I think I read 90 cuts, quick cuts to make it look like she's being brutally murdered. You know what I mean? To suggest that she was murdered in such a vicious way, but yet the knife never penetrates the skin. Eric says, "Backtrack. Do you have this as Hitch's best film? Do you see his early? Did you see his early stuff like Rebecca? I have seen. I love Shadow of a Doubt. I think that after Psycho, that's my favorite. But Psycho's my favorite that I've seen. But I haven't seen all Hitchcock stuff yet. I love Rope, Shadow of a Doubt. I love The Birds. I'm not as big on Vertigo as most people. Here it is, guys. Beep, beep. Ah, the shot of her mouth is great. The music's doing it all, eh? Wow, man. Such a dun, dun. Where she's sliding down the wall with a dun, dun, dun. There you go. Alfred Hitchcock changed everything in one scene forever. He changed everything. She slides down the she grabs the shower curtain, she's gonna die, all that kind of stuff. Now, what is Psycho? Why is it so important? What did it do for film? It broke this barrier down. In the 1950s, very repressed. They couldn't show hardly anything. And Hitchcock's cutting through that barrier, saying, you know what? You think you know everything? I'm going to show you that, you know what? We're going to change everything. Horror was like Dracula, the Wolfman, monsters. He took it out of the castle and brought it into contemporary, like a modern era. Now, the psycho, the killer, the scary monster lives next to you. Could be the person at the hotel, your neighbor, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? What we could show now in movies. Because he just butchered a Hollywood star right in front of us. What could be now they could show more and more and more. And then when Norman comes here to clean up all the blood, he flushes the toilet like the first time anyone ever seen a toilet flush on TV before. You know what I mean? So yeah, it just and not only that, it took the red herring. You know what I mean? We think it's about Marion, we're following her along, all that kind of jazz, and he kills her. And you go, Wait, are we? Oh, oh, this is about Norman Bates. This is all about Norman Bates. It's the idea of introducing our character almost halfway through the movie, our main character. You know, this changed the way we viewed movies. Integral, man, an absolutely integral um piece of filmmaking. It's brilliant. And we're still at the point where we're just starting to solve the pieces here. We see now is a son covering up for his ill mother, who's, got some serious problems, hatred in her, kills this girl in the shower. And then where have we seen the red herring before done like this? Nightmare on Elm Street. Heather Langenkamp, Nancy's not really. If we're following Tina first. We think the movie's about Tina. Wes Craven does the same thing. Not as effective, but very effective still. All right, guys, I got fucking pop ups all over on my computer. So now we got Norman cleaning up all the blood now. They've taken out Janet Leigh. And we're 51 minutes, so we're almost an hour into the flick. And the fact that, a guy like this could be so deranged. Like, who would think that the person owning the hotel would have this split personality where he dresses up like his mother and kills women? Like, man, like just amazing stuff, but so important in film. It's a game changer. If you had 10 movies that were game changers, Psycho would have to be there. What it did for horror, what it did for filmmaking, the way we make films, what it did for directors, you know what I mean? I love the blood all on the tile floor, you know what I mean? And how he drags her out here. And just his body language and everything too is really fantastic. Yeah, but this movie just pushed boundaries. And you got to keep pushing boundaries. An example of the slasher genre. This is your first example of the slasher genre in America anyway. Um the grandfather, if you will, of the slasher genre. And if it wasn't for this, we wouldn't be pushing those boundaries, right? Now we have a death in a shower with a butcher knife. Then, fast forward to Halloween, another really creepy, nuanced kind of movie that kicked the door open. And then Friday the 13th comes along, shows all the gore, pushes the gore up. And that really is your stalk and slash. This is more psychological thriller as we look at it now. Well, always has been psychological thriller, but it really is the grandfather of the slasher genre as well. So sorry, long winded there, but there's a lot to talk about on this movie. Melissa, what's going on? Melissa Balboa. Hi, I'm late, but better late than never. That's right, better late than never. She says, "I love Hitchcock films. My favorites are Rear Window, Rope, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Psycho. Love Rear Window, love Rope. I haven't seen The Man Who Knew Too Much, and obviously, I'm a huge fan of Psycho." Eric says, "I'm from the Bay Area. My family was all born in San Fran. Vertigo is a love letter to the city." I will give it that. Yeah, for sure. I definitely got to rewatch it again, but I I don't think it's his best work. That's all. But you see where Basic Instinct really like where Paul Verhoeven really took Vertigo and made his own a bit more of a sexual thriller. You know what I mean? I do respect the hell out of Vertigo though. I love Jimmy Stewart. Eric says, "I don't believe in ghosts. I guess that's why The Haunting never worked for me. Ghost stories kind of fall flat to me, except Poltergeist." Yeah, so I'm not that big on Poltergeist. They got a little weird and I don't know, it seemed too comedic. But the Haunting of Mike Flanagan's Haunting of Hill House, masterpiece. Masterpiece, man. That's a great ghost story. Yeah. Oh, Godmother, blood, blood. Oh, mother, no, what have you done? Love me some Norman. Now he's going to take Marion into the car, back to the swamp. Having a great time, guys. Great time watching this movie. Yeah, it's just so psychological, you know what I mean? Melissa Balboa says, besides Sly, Jimmy Stewart is my favorite actor. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart's great, man. Love him in It's a Wonderful Life. He's really good in. What's that John Wayne one he did? The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. That's really good. The Flight of the Phoenix. It's good in that. Melissa Balboa says, "Have you guys watched the TV show Bates Motel? I loved it. Love it, Melissa. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I would love to if I ever get the time to review that one. I would love to. They used to have this house on Universal Lot Tour. I don't know if they still do. Yeah, I don't know why I said Disney early. The Universal back lot. This is where this was all filmed. I still think the house is there. I think someone's got to replicate that house. Um, the inside too. You know what I mean? Do the inside and do tours and everything. That would be amazing. Like I said before, the Psycho House is like a character. It's a character in the movie, man. Melissa Balboa says Mr. Smith goes to Washington and shop around the corner. I've never seen those ones. I definitely got to watch those. I got to watch a lot more older cinema. I mean, I'm a child of the '80s and the '90s, right? But I need to get on some more '50s movies and '60s movies. I really do. How nervous Norman is. Think he's gonna get caught. Peter Anthony Productions is in the house. What's going on, Peter? Watching one of my favorites of all fucking time, brother. Just love this movie. I'm doing good, man. Just chilling and watching some Psycho. Trying to give you guys some insight, commentary. You've all seen this movie probably 1,000 times, but Norman doesn't even know he has the money. This is not a movie of um of greed. It's not a movie. It's not a crime of passion, as he says later, right? Eric Brown says, hot take here, but Jimmy Stewart's best film is Harvey. He is so nuts in the film, but he really believes the 7-foot rabbit is following him. It's crazy. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen Harvey. Jimmy Stewart was just so good. So good. And Melissa follows with, yes, Harvey is great too. There goes the car, sunk in the swamp. The swamp. Oh, it stopped. Gonna sink it in the swamp. Oh, hell yeah, Melissa. You're right. It did. So many great nuggets from this film. It was like a gift. Um, it I really liked how they did their rendition of the shower scene. I like how I don't want to spoil anything in case no one's seen it, but their rendition of the shower scene in Bates Motel was really good. Peter says, "Bro, you need to watch the documentary 7852 on the shower scene. Truly amazing." I do. I do, dude. I really want to see that. Eric Brown says chocolate syrup was used in the shower scene. Yes, it was. That's very true. And originally Hitchcock wanted to film this movie in color, but the blood would have been too graphic. They had so that he was forced to shoot it in black and white. And Peter follows up with, yeah, 52 cuts in 78 frames. Absolute genius. How she is never cut. You never see her stabbed and she never bleeds. Yeah, but you think you see someone just being absolutely butchered, don't you? I mean, quick cuts. Like, I've seen enough old movies to realize that, they didn't do stuff like that. They didn't move the camera that quickly on things. another Hitchcock kind of thing. And you know what? Any action star who does a fight scene, let's thank Hitchcock here because that's all quick cut stuff to make it look like they're pounding the shit out of someone. You know what I mean? Even when people know martial arts, they know how to fight. When you use all those quick cuts, it sets a pace, it speeds things up, all that kind of jazz. You know what I mean? Even like the Rocky movies and the boxing scenes, you look how Stallone cuts it together with really quick cuts, especially the Rocky 4 fight. You know what I mean? It's a real art to that shit, man. We're introduced to the sister, Marion Crane's sister, Lila Crane. Melissa said, and Freddie H was phenomenal as Norman. I felt so sorry for his brother. Yeah, the brother was good too, right? Yeah, I want to rewatch that now. Damn it, Melissa! I need to watch it now. Peter says, great point on the fight scene comment. Yeah, I mean, Hitchcock's one of my favorite directors, man. He's one of my favorites. Martin Balsam. Now we're into the Abergast, who's played by Martin Balsam. Great character actor and a lot of stuff. Eric Brown says they have a bath death scene in Red Feast 1960. I think and it looks so bad in color. Oh, really? Melissa Balboa says it's on Amazon right now. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch it. I might start rewatching that one. I don't know. Now, I will say the first hour that we just watched of Psycho is probably the better half of the movie. Like this is a masterpiece, guys. This is a 5 out of 5 film for me. But I will say when we start getting Abergast and Lila Crane, they're not as interesting. I like how they're still trying to find Marion, but at this point in the movie, I want to know more about Norman here. Like what's going on with this dude? You know what I mean? This is my new Friday the 13th mug I bought today. Check this out, guys. Camp Crystal Lake, baby. Camp Crystal Lake. This is kind of cool. We get a little montage from 1960. Little montage of going around questioning people, finding out where Marion is. Norman eating candy corn, my favorite Halloween candy. Here's another little, I don't know if a lot of you guys know this. Maybe you do. So, Friday the 13th picks up, steals from Psycho, but does it backwards. Where the son is dead, the mother has this personality talking in Jason's voice. Betsy Palmer plays um, Jason's mom. Anthony Perkins plays Norman Bates. Those two were in a Western in the 50s, I think. I don't know what it's called, but Anthony Perkins and Betsy Palmer are actually in the same movie. I think that's pretty cool. Double feature podcast. Hey girls, how are you? Says, hey, Psycho, great movie. Absolutely is. Such a good movie. We are at the scene where Abergast is talking to Norman an hour and 5 minutes into the film, guys. Arbogast. Arbogast. Yeah, she wrote down Marion Samuels. I think the boyfriend's name's Sam Loomis, isn't he? Where John Carpenter got Dr. Loomis from? I believe that's the story anyway. Anthony Perkins is brilliant in this. His body language, to us right now, he's covering up for Mother, right? Not realizing they're the same person. Norman's getting nervous. He's starting to stutter and all that kind of stuff. Sergeant Shitty Pickle. What's going on, Sergeant? Says here's Shitty. What's going on? Man, you're so engaged in this movie with Norman. Engaging film, rich dialogue. Great. Hey, Caleb, what's going on, buddy? The Dark Ether Files podcast. He says, hello there. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well, buddy. At ease, Mr. J Man. Caleb says, good to see you, J Man. I know, man. You know what it is, man? I don't know what it's been lately, but lately, whenever I think about going live, I've been getting a little bit of anxiety. I don't know what it's coming from. I have no idea. I've done lives like hundreds, like I've done so many lives before, but tonight I was like, fuck it. You know what? We got to watch some Psycho. And I've been working on the 31 Days of Horror. So starting October, I'm dropping a horror video every day. So I've been working on that. So I haven't had a lot of time either, but I'm hoping to get a couple of watch parties in for the spooky season. So God, he's pissing Norman off now. He may have fooled me, but he didn't fool my mother. Norman warned him, man. Norman warned this freaking guy. Um, he has no idea the mind he's playing with. Like, that's the thing. That's the scary thought, eh? A guy like that walking around. You agitate him like that, brings mother out. Norman gives this really creepy smile. This is mother's smile, though, not Norman's smile. God, he's a good actor. Great actor, man. Eric said the birds actually happened. Birds are the algae from the sea that was toxic and they attacked the town. Really? Man, I didn't know that. It's slow burn, right, guys? Mind you, movies from this time where they were a little bit slow. They had to focus on character and story. There was no special effects or everything was storytelling. Everything was character. You know what I mean? And people now um we're kind of like in an instant gratification movie audience. I'm talking about generally, not everyone individually. Like that's the general consensus, right? So when people say this is a slow burn, I am right there because I've really changed over the years as a horror fan. Like I remember I used to be all about the splatter and the blood, the Friday the 13th, the something like what you like Terrifier 2 now. Splatterfest. That was my kind of horror, but now I'm more like you know what? I like films like psychological like Psycho and Black Christmas and Rosemary's Baby, What Lies Beneath, The Ring, stuff like just slower burn stuff with mystery. That's my kind of horror now. So once someone says, it's a slow burn, I just found it slow." I go, "Oh, so it had character development. I want to watch it. Give it to me." I don't know if it's just because I mature. The older you get, I love slow burns. Well, when they're handled properly, right? I like slow burns when they're in the hands of the right director. Eric says Tippy Hedren from The Birds is so fun, rich and eccentric that they had their kid Melanie Griffith sleep with a full-grown lion. Really? Eric says, "Oh God, I actually like Black Christmas more than Halloween." So do I, my friend. Huge Black Christmas fan. Love me Black Christmas. Although I mean I do live up here in Canada, so I don't know if it's just like our personal horror movie up here, you know what I mean? But I love Billy. Billy's such another interesting character, right? Another slow burn with relentless fucking suspense in it. It's just great. Oh, poor Abergos. What are you doing? Don't go in the fucking house. Dumb, dumb, dumb. This is another one where the jump scare works because Mother comes out, or Norman, comes out way sooner than you'd expect, right? Like, you almost think Abergast is going to get to the top of the stairs and go around a hallway or something. But Hitchcock just comes right out. He just comes right out pretty quickly. Great suspense here. Door slowly opens. Nerd, nerd, nerd. Great unique shot. And how many times have you seen that shot where you just see the knife in the air coming down? You know what I mean? It's pretty great. Eric says, "I can tell you are Canada with your boot pronunciation." Yeah, how's it going, Um, yeah, and Eric, I got cousins who live in California. I've been to San Francisco 3 times. Love that city. I love San Francisco. Wait until I get back. I'll be right back. Oh, another body for the freaking swamp. What an iconic character Norman Bates is. Eric says, "Man, I love Strange Brew with Rick Moranis. Great Canadian." Says, "Yeah, that's a funny movie, man. Oh, that's why he's like, remember in the courtroom, I'll have a back bacon, I'll have a back bacon sandwich to go. Please hold the toast, eh?" Oh yes, we meet the sheriff now. We're about to learn a big piece in this movie. You know what, Eric? I feel the same freaking way, man. Siskel and Ebert hated the Simon Oakland explanation part of Psycho, but I kind of like it. It isn't necessary, but I love the delivery of it. Yeah, I like the way it plays out personally. And let me tell you something. Remember earlier when Marion's thinking about how to get away with this, and she has that smirk? We see that smirk on Norman's face of basically the mother smiling. Um, they're blaming him for the murders, but it was really me, and his mind's all messed up, and he gives that smile. Now we didn't need all that exposition, the explanation of Norman's mind. They could have done a zoom in down the hallway, and that be the final shot of the mother talking, and it would have worked just as well. But I do like the way it plays out too. I feel exactly the way you do. Now we find out the mother's been dead. A plot thickens, man. Eric says, well, they had two films that were extremely different with Psycho and Three Faces of Eve involving split personality. Oakland had to correct that this wasn't cross-dressing but split personality. Yeah, for sure. Melissa says, I'm jumping off. Good to see you, Jay. Have a great rest of the night and see you soon. All right, Melissa. Thank you for dropping in. I always appreciate your support. Everyone coming in, saying hi, all that jazz, building community. So you have a good night. And yeah, don't worry. November, we're going to be doing some Stallone stuff again, Melissa. So I know you're a big Stallone fan. So I'll see you later. I love the mother's voice, man. Love it. Creepy. You think I'm fruity, do you? Norman, what do you think you're doing, Norman? Norman, put me down, Norman. Eric says a last name like Balboa is a Stallone fan. Nah. Yeah, we're Stallone heavy on this channel, my friend. Love me some Sly. Austin! Woo woo! You're killing it with your watch parties, my friend. Freaking killing it. We are an hour and 27 minutes into Psycho, Austin. Austin says, hell yeah, having a blast. Yeah, good to see you back rolling the content out again, brother. It's awesome, man. It's good to see you. Gives me something to watch. And it's funny how Lila Crane becomes the villain. Essentially, she's the villain in the second movie, in Psycho 2. I mean, in Psycho 2, I mean, who would have thought that a sequel to a classic like Psycho would have worked, right? It did, though. Austin says, haha. Well, you're welcome. Finally healed up well enough from surgery, but I got the drive to get back into it. That's good, man. It's good. That's right, Eric. Well, if that was Mrs. Bates up there, then who is that buried in Green Lawn Cemetery? I love the way the sheriff talks, man. It's funny. I freaking love Bates Motel, Austin. Love it, love it, love it. I definitely like to rewatch it. I would love to review them, but they take a lot more time. So, but I love it. I would love to revisit that series. I've seen it. I've seen every season. I'm a huge Psycho fan, so when that came out, I was the first one watching that shit. Eric says he says Arbogast kind of funny, yeah. Double feature. Bates Motel was a great show. Yes, it was. It didn't overstay its welcome either. You know, it had it knew where it was going. Ended right. I like how they're discussing like thinking this was a crime of money, or they think Norman stole the money and all that, and they couldn't be farther from the truth, right? Yes, Eric, you're thinking of Vera Farmiga. She's in the Conjuring movies. Yes, she plays Mrs. Bates, and she's fantastic in it. Austin says did a whole series review like 3 years ago. I never binged the show so fast in my life. Besides Ash versus Evil Dead. Yep. Yeah, Baseball Tell. That's one of my favorites, man. Freaking snooping around these two. Gotta look out. Stormin' Norman's coming, man. Oh yeah, this is where they find what Marion wrote on, and she cut it all up. She ripped it up to prove that she was there. Eric Brown says I get apprehensive with shows after. I'm assuming you mean Game of Thrones and Lost made me hate the world. Game of Thrones was the shittiest ending ever, man. Man, I hated the last episode. I didn't like the last season really of Game of Thrones. That was very disappointing. Have never really watched Lost before. Storm and Norman, there he is. Oh yeah, the shots of the house is I've been preaching. It's like a character, right? Um, Look at these shots here. Her coming up to that house. It almost like say, "Beware! Do not come into this house, or you die a horrible death." Eric's The Salem's Lot remake looks so bland and dull it makes the Rob Lowe version look better, which is hard to do. I haven't watched the trailer for it. I haven't seen the original Salem's Lot, so I have no context whatever of what to expect from it. But I always give everything the benefit of the doubt first. Eric says house looks cozy as hell inside. Actually, yeah, it does. Me too, Austin. I'd love to visit this house on the Universal back lot. That'd be pretty sweet. I don't think you can go inside, but I think it's just the exterior. This too. The look of the room, the mom's room, creepy as hell. And that music swelling. Wow, 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 wow. Just a production design here. Oh man, it's very suspenseful. She scared herself in the mirror. There was a little crash zoom there too, eh? You see that in Black Christmas, the crash zooms? Eric says, come to the Bates Motel 6 and we'll have the light on for you. Double Feature says, love the aesthetic of the house. Yeah, it's so good, isn't it? This guy's aggravating Norman, man. Aggravating the piss out of him. Norman's room. Austin says, I think on Christmas I want to do a triple feature of Black Christmas and the two It's Me Billy films. I think that'd be a pretty cool triple feature. That would be awesome, dude. Can't wait for It's Me Billy too. Can't wait for it. Eric says, I guess Anthony wanted to look like an old woman being overpowered by a man. That's why he contorted like that. Yeah. Here's our big twist coming up, guys. Get out of there. Norman's coming. Get to the fruit cellar. Get to the fruit cellar. This must have terrified people. Seeing the dead carcass of old mother here. Here we go. Oh, still pretty nasty. I am Norma Bates. Must have shocked the hell out of audiences, man. You see when she hit the light, that's something Friday the 13th does in the original when the axe comes down on Marcy's face. You see the light. Damn, what an ending there. Absolutely, that reveal. Austin, are you a fan of the shot for shot remake? No. I mean, I think it's no, I don't like the movie, man. For the fact that it's a complete shot for shot remake, I don't think Vince Vaughn's good as Norman Bates at all in it, man. It's just not a good movie. Yeah, me too. Me too. Love the light effect for sure. Not a fan of the remake. Good girls. Austin says, "Oh God, he's terrible." I know he is. Now, like we said before, this scene probably wasn't needed, but I still like how they play this all out. Double Features has agreed, not needed this scene, but it works. Yeah, I agree with that. I think the movie going audiences was different then too. I think maybe they would have needed this explanation. We're seeing it from our modern eyes, right? But maybe in 1960 it was a little different. Austin, besides Freddie Highmore, who could you see playing Norman if they decided to reboot the series? Well, someone earlier said Andrew Garfield. I mean, you can kind of see that. I don't know. I don't know offhand, Austin. It's a tricky question. Um, I don't follow a lot of the new up and coming actors though, so Psycho into the Psychoverse. Movie Jeff says next watch along the Human Centipede. Oh no, I'd have to get drunk to watch that. I've never even seen it, man. Movie Jeff says, when do we get the top 500 moments in the Rocky franchise? What? Top 50 wasn't enough for you? The swamp got the $40,000. Yeah, this is the part I like, the slow zoom in on Norman. Yeah, like Double Feature says, great film and that smirk. So in his mind, the mother's blaming it on the son, and she's getting away with it. It's a tale of morality, a tale of can I get away with murder? Often big themes like that in Hitchcock movies. Like Dial M for Murder is a good one. But she gets away with it by blaming it on the son. In Norman's mind. I mean, the mind his mind's fucked, man. It's messed up. It's scary actually that what he thinks like that's scary to be have a split personality like that. And there's the car getting pulled out of the swamp. The end. That is Psycho, ladies and gentlemen. That was an awesome watch. I love it every single time, man. I love Psycho so much. Great film, absolutely. That's it, guys. That is Psycho. I hope you enjoyed this watch along, watch party, commentary. I was thinking of what we talked about through this whole watch party and making some shorter videos and releasing them on the channel. I'll have to go through it to see if I said anything worth value and maybe make some 5 to 10 minute videos of what we talked about. Um and all that jazz. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'll go through it and see what happens. But the long form watch party will be on it gets uploaded as soon as I end the stream. But yeah, you know what? I appreciate all the support, guys. I appreciate you all showing up, saying hi. Um, Mika from Double Feature, Movie Jeff, Austin, Matt Fauci was in here earlier, Eric Brown, Melissa Balboa. Thank you so much for coming out. Sometimes we get a busy house, sometimes not. It just depends on what time we go at and stuff like that. Um, you know what I want to test out? I want to test out a morning stream. I want to test out a 9 in the morning, like 9 a.m. in the morning, having coffee with Backtrack Cinema. Um, I want to try that time out just to see how it does. Maybe on Saturday mornings or something like that. I don't know. I know. I'm always thinking of different things all the time. So, but yeah, guys, this was a lot of fun. I'm gonna try and do one again. I'm gonna be on Halloween and Beyond, formerly Phantom Empire. I'll be watching Halloween 1, the original, and Halloween 2, the original, back to back on Monday night. So I'm going to be on someone's channel Monday night. I'm not sure if I'm going to be going live next week or not. And like I said, get ready for 31 days of horror. It's going to be amazing. I can tell you that. We're going to be talking about so many horror films during the month of October. Classics, the ones that I just love the most. There'll be some ranking videos, all that kind of stuff. Love that idea. Hey, 9 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I'm a morning guy. This is actually quite late for me. I'm a morning person. That's when I have the most energy. Start fading out after freaking 8 o'clock myself. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, guys. And it was nice to connect with all of you. Nice to see you guys again. All that stuff. Really stupid pop-ups. Looking forward to your spooky content. We're getting ready too. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you girls do. It's gonna be awesome. You know what I mean? The hardest part to beat about a solo YouTuber is you have no one to bounce off. So you have no one to bounce off of. So I come down here, I just start talking Psycho, I start talking Nightmare on Elm Street, I talk Friday the 13th, whatever movie I'm talking about, and I just run with it. Um, you get better at it, but it's always easier when you got someone to bounce your ideas off of, the conversation. So all that, but I manage. I think I do all right. So good. It's good. It's good shit. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, I'm not sure when we'll see each other again live anyway. But get ready for October. October 1st, and you'll get a video every single day in October. And it's been a huge undertaking. I cannot tell you how many videos I have edited in the past 2 weeks. I mean, just looking at my laptop, I'm just like, man, it's like I'm stoned, man. It's just for anybody who's been in has done long editing before knows what I'm talking about. Staring at the laptop, all the shit I've had to download, all that kind of stuff, man. It's just crazy, 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 crazy. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for me. I'll see you next time. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share if you like the content, all that kind of stuff. I got some fun stuff coming up and all that kind of stuff. So I'll see you next time, guys. I'm gonna say goodnight to you all. Go get some rest, get something to eat if you're hungry. Go watch another horror movie, all that stuff. This is the Psycho watch party. And if you're watching after the fact too, please comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff too, like I have already said. So my name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. I will see you next time, and I'll see you in the movies, guys. Cheers.